Okay. Okay. So, good morning, members, officers, and any members of the public who are viewing the live stream of this meeting. Welcome to the meeting of the Civic Affairs Committee on Thursday, the 8th of December 2022. My name's Councillor Anna Bradnam, and I'm chairing this meeting of the Civic Affairs Committee. For the information of members of the public, our committee is responsible for reviewing the constitutional electoral arrangements and for promoting and maintaining ethical standards. May I start with a few housekeeping announcements? Please, can those present in the chamber note that everything on your desk, including your laptop screen, might be broadcast at some point. The camera follows the microphone being switched on, so councillors and officers are advised to wait a couple of seconds before speaking to allow the camera to catch up. Please, can those participating in the meeting via the live stream indicate if you wish to speak via the chat column. Please don't use the chat column for any other purpose. Make sure that your device is fully charged and that you switch your microphone off unless you're invited to do otherwise. Please ensure that you've switched off or silenced any other devices that you have with you so that they do not interrupt proceedings. And when you're invited to address the meeting, please make sure that your microphone is switched on. When you finish addressing the meeting, please turn your microphone off. Speak slowly and clearly, just in case there's any difficulty on the line, and please do not talk over or interrupt anyone. Finally, I can confirm that there are no agenda items that require us to take a vote at today's meeting, but I can confirm that the meeting is quorate. If at any time a member leaves the meeting, please would they make that fact known to me? I think I ought to be able to see that, so that it can be recorded in the minutes. So item 1 of the agenda is apologies. So Democratic Services, are there any apologies for absence today?
Thank you very much, Chair. We have 2 apologies for absence today, one from Councillor Bridget Smith and one from Councillor Henry Batchelor. Councillor Heather Williams is also in attendance, but remotely.
Thank you very much. So item 2 is declarations of interest. Do any members have interest to declare in relation to any item of the business on this agenda? If an interest subsequently becomes apparent later in the meeting, please do raise at that point. And at that point, I will raise a declaration of interest in that a number of the items on our agenda relate to Waterbeach Parish Council, and it's possible I may know some of those members of the Parish Council, but I don't know anything about the nature of the complaints, so I come to this afresh. Any other interests? Thank you. My Vice Chair, Councillor Bear Park.
Thank you. Yes, as member for Milton and Waterbeach, it's possible I also know people who are subjects of the complaints that will be mentioned today. But as Councillor Bradnam said, I don't know any of the details.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Howell.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, as the County Councillor for Camborne, since that is also mentioned, there is a possibility I may know one of the town councillors, but not as far as I'm aware.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sorry, Chair, Heather Williams would also like to speak on this item.
Okay, so Councillor Williams, Councillor Heather Williams, do go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. In relation to Waterbeach, I do know a couple of the Waterbeach Parish councillors, so I have to make the same declaration as others that I may or may not know those who are on that list.
Thank you very much. So we come to the minutes of the previous meeting. I was unable to attend that meeting. Are you happy to approve the minutes of the meeting held on the 15th of June as a correct record? Councillor Hull? You do. Anybody else?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much. We can sign those off. So the committee therefore agrees the approval of the minutes as a correct record by affirmation. Thank you. So item 4 is actually public questions, but no public questions have been received, which is perhaps why they have not been included in the agenda sequence of numbering. So item 5 is the update on Code of Conduct complaints. So I will ask Rory McKenna to introduce the item, please.
Thank you, Chair. So, Chair, this is the standard report that I produced to update the Civic Affairs Committee on complaint cases regarding alleged breaches of the Code of Conduct, and the Civic Affairs Committee are just being asked to note the progress of any complaints which have completed and any complaints which are outstanding. Chair, I'm going to run through them by order of council. So we've got 2 for Camborne Town Council which have now completed. In the first complaint, there was allegations from the complainant that a town councillor, through their actions, were promoting hate on social media and therefore breached the Code of Conduct. I spoke with the Deputy Independent Person in relation to that complaint, and we agreed that an investigator should be appointed to conduct an investigation, and the investigator concluded that none of the posts which are the subject of the complaint constituted a breach of the code, as they were published prior to the town councillor's election. That report was reviewed, and I consulted with the independent person in line with the requirements of the Code of Conduct complaints procedure, and we were satisfied that the report was sufficient and that no further action was required. There was another complaint in relation to Camborne Town Council concerning the same town councillor. In that instance, the complainant wanted to take the complaint forward on a confidential basis, but following consultation with both the independent and deputy independent persons, we were all in agreement that there was not a clear public interest in investigating the complaint whilst allowing the complainant to remain confidential. We then move on to Waterbeach, and as you will see, they do make up the majority of the complaints in the report today. Complaint 21525 on page 4 concerned allegations against 3 members of the parish council, one a former member, that their actions breached the code, and after consultation with the independent person, it was determined that the complaint did not merit a formal investigation as the parish councillors had not breached the code. In complaint 21840, again, Waterbeach Parish Council, there was a complaint that the parish councillor stated during the parish council meeting that they would not abide by the standing orders and therefore breached the Code of Conduct. After listening to the meeting in question, which was over 2 hours, and after consulting with the deputy independent person, it was determined that the complaint did not merit a formal investigation, that there had not been a breach of the code. Complaint 21842 on page 4, there were allegations against a parish councillor that they had been, the complainant had been subject to unreasonable and bullying behaviour. Now, I held a meeting with the complainant and the parish councillor in question, which resulted in the matter being resolved informally, and it was a very helpful meeting between the parties. Chair, the next 3 complaints in relation to Waterbeach are currently the subject of an investigation. I can inform members that the investigator has prepared his draft report, which he has submitted to the complainant and the parish councillors for their comments. And at this stage, it would not be appropriate to say anything further on those matters. And then finally, an allegation in relation to a South Cambs member that several posts to social media breached the Code of Conduct. And after consultation with the deputy independent person, it was determined that the complaint didn't merit a formal investigation as there had not been a breach of the code. Chair, that's my report, and unless any members have got any questions, obviously for any newer members of the committee, you will see that the reports are anonymised. Details are not published unless there has been found to have been a breach of the code by the councillors.
Thank you, members. Does anybody have any questions for Rory? Thank you very much, Rory, for your report. And all I can express is regret that we've been keeping you so busy. So, thank you. We're asked to note the report. Can we confirm that we've noted the report? Thank you. So, I don't know if that's the quickest meeting that I've ever conducted, but the date of our next meeting is on Thursday, the 2nd of March, 2023 at 10 a.m. And with that, I close the meeting at 10:11. Thank you very much.